So I need to do some like memories right now. So we did Forrest Gump went out.
Yeah.
Then we're doing Blair Witch.
Yes.
Then we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going from Blair Witch to Goofy because
Yes.
because maybe I'm just like obviously a Sisters Who's Seen It fan, but this movie made me think of so many other movies and I couldn't keep track of everything.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Like, what other movies?
I
Don't say the Blair Witch, because they were camping a little.
Well, the main actor, Max,
Yeah.
is a character in one of the movies we reviewed.
Really?
A voice character.
Oh, okay, hang on. Oh, no. Was it Fern Gully?
No, but that's a good one. That's super.
I was
it's
like,
gonna
oh,
be hard.
God, no.
So you're not gonna get it, so I'm just gonna tell you. Thackeray Binks.
That was Thackeray?
That was Thackeray.
Oh my god, I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was also the voice of Kovu from The Lion King's 2, Simba's Pride.
And he was in Boy Meets World.
Oh, I like him. I just decided.
Yeah.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Yuck.
Wow. That was just not something I thought would happen. Oh boy, I'm caught off guard. Oh boy, let me take a sip to get ready for that. Okay, that was pretty good. Welcome.
I think it's like ripping the Band-Aid off, right? If we go from Blair Witch to a Goofy movie, you can't just kind of ease in. You just gotta yuck, and then you're there. We're all Goofy now.
You did have a good, I don't know what you call that. It's just his laugh, right? It's just how he laughs.
It's just how he laughs.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna quick introduce ourselves because we are not Goofy. Neither of us are. So just in case you are new and you don't know us. So we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And if we listen to each other, far apart, and baby love, it's a reason why. First time ever. See in it,
eye to eye. So,
okay.
The song you sing in the shower alone. Take that clip, take the dance moves. In order to be Powerline, you need to have a 2-inch waist. It's fine.
And really swirly hair.
Really swirly hair, which you can do in the shower.
You could. This is true.
This is, if you're looking for a sign to dance and sing in the shower, to eye from a Goofy movie, this is it.
Bridge, did you watch this movie in the shower?
I took a bath and watched it.
I'm just getting some. I feel like I'm getting some vibes here. Okay.
You're definitely calling me out, and okay, it's fine. Now everybody can think of me in the shower. I'm so sorry.
Love it. I sing this song a lot in the car. I think I have a lot of these songs on my Spotify, to be honest.
Well, we brought up the main song. Who knew, though, there were so many other songs?
Yeah. Well, we did, but, you know, maybe not other people. Because, listeners, this movie, for our family, I'm going to say our whole family, because honestly, I feel like all of us watched this so many times, because we used to have a van that was like, had a built-in TV, and we were really cool in like the 90s and 2000s.
Super cool.
But that meant that on every family road trip to visit people, we were basically watching this movie, and Liar Liar. I feel like we watched that one a lot too.
A lot. Ace Ventura, all Jim Carrey's.
Yeah.
And Disney's that had singing. So, like, we could all agree to it.
Yeah, all the, like, 90s Disney movies. Yep.
Well, Kate, what do you got for a plot? What do you got for a synopsis?
I think I could do, actually, a pretty good synopsis for this, because this was a short movie. I did not realize how short it was. It was, like, Fern Gully length, which, like... I got annoyed about it for Ferngully, but this movie, I was like, thank you, good job, A+ for you. Ferngully, go stand in the corner and think about what you did.
This was 78 minutes.
Yeah. Wait, was this movie in theaters? Do you know?
I'll look it up. 1995. Why wouldn't it be in theaters? I'll look that up.
Because it could have just been, I don't know, like straight to video or something. That was a thing.
I mean, it has box office.
Okay, so yeah, it must have been. Okay, so this is a Disney movie, and it's very funny because it has a lot of Disney references, and they're like very meta, which is interesting and kind of funny, actually. I feel like it's a lot of jokes that like adults would get, probably more than kids in that sense. But the whole plot of the movie is you've got Goofy and his son Max, and Max is a teenager. He's in high school. He's a little angsty and awkward. Yeah. And so he likes this girl. He wants to impress her. So he kind of like hijacks an assembly because, you know, that's the only way to get someone to know who you are. Don't you guys know?
Napoleon Dynamite style.
Yeah, but that wasn't like for a girl. That was, he had a much better motivation for that, at least. This was strange. So he gets in trouble, and then Goofy finds out. Goofy's like, oh snap, my son is gonna be a gang member? And there's just like really like lots of jumping to conclusions in this movie, in my opinion. So Goofy is like, uh-oh, I better take Max on a road trip to Bond. And then the same day they go. So then most of the movie is like Max is annoyed that he got kidnapped, which like same. It's like confusing and I don't understand. And then Goofy is just trying to be like, isn't this fun? Let's have fun. And Max is like, it's so embarrassing. And it's just kind of that. But then over their trip, they bond and they kind of, you know, have their ups and downs. But all while this is happening too, Max ended up talking with the girl he liked before this trip. And somebody, I forget who. One of them is like, yo, let's go to a party together. And the other one's like, totally.
Max.
Okay, Max asked her.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were going to go to a party together, but then Max gets kidnapped. But then he's able to see her and be like, oh, I can't go. And she, again, like kind of jumps to conclusion that he's like, you know, told her to F off, but he didn't say anything like that. And so then he thinks the best course of action is to lie and pretty big lie about like knowing a famous rock star and that he's going to go sing on stage.
On stage.
Like, wouldn't you think the lie should be, I'm going to go see the rock star and be backstage?
Yeah.
Because then you don't got to prove it.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, well, Max wasn't very smart, I suppose.
No.
So he's got that in the back of his head where he's like, now I made a lie. Can I actually make it happen? He lies to his dad a couple times. The dad finds out. But then in the end, everybody likes each other again. And there's a really fun song that we all sing and dance to. And there's other songs too.
Wow.
That's the gist of it.
Wow. So we watched two different movies, huh?
What? How would you describe it?
Well, I think it's about a father who cares about his son and just shows him endless love and just gets abused by his angsty teen, even though he's just constantly showing love, and it feels unappreciated, and also sees a really cool song at the end.
Okay, so we got the ending the same.
No, so first of all, I totally agree with you, but I do think that this movie does a great job of making you believe both sides. Goofy the dad, Max the son. You kind of flip-flop. I'm like, oh, I can see that side. Oh, I can see that side. I didn't not like one of them. I loved both of them.
Well, and it's just that classic tale of like the younger generation versus the older generation. You get the same themes where the younger one's like, oh, you're so embarrassing. And the older one's like, back in my day, we used to do this, blah. So it's a lot of that. And of course, they see things differently at first, but then at the end, they kind of started to bond.
This hit me in the feelies, though, Kate.
Oh, I know. This one always does. I always get a little teary.
Hit me in the feelies.
Like the waterfall scene.
The perfect cast.
Oh my god, he's like so happy crying, even though like literally almost plummeted to his death.
Yeah, cartoons tend to do that. Cartoons are like, here's a near-death experience. seconds, oh wait, we're fine. It's like...
And especially in this movie, I mean, there were a lot of parts that, like, were supposed to just be funny, and they were, but there were a lot of, like, other characters who were not main characters who probably got very seriously injured, and, like, it all happened in a second, and you're like, ha ha ha, and then we all move on. Like, there was a mime that had a piano fall on him. I think he's dead. Or the guy at the concert who gets flung into the, like, electrical outboard and gets electrocuted? Like, that's really intense.
Mass murderers, Goofy and Max, on a road trip, killing people in the bath.
Like, definitely the rated R version. When Disney gets through all its stupid live-action remake nonsense, they better take that turn for Goofy movie, or else I'm not gonna see it.
Okay, I read, though, that this film was designed to be, like, not only a B movie, but, like, a C movie.
What?
Yeah, and, like, Disney kind of was like, oh, yeah, go do a Goofy movie, ha ha ha. But the director, Kevin Lima, who also did Tarzan and Enchanted.
Those are good ones.
Oh, yeah. It was like him. Goofy's voice is by Bill Farmer, which stop everything you're doing and just look up a YouTube video of Bill Farmer doing Goofy's voice while looking at him. It is so trippy. It's so cool. But this cast and crew of like songwriters and producers, they kind of elevated it way more than Disney expected. And so that's what made it this like cult classic, as it touches the feelies. It has the father-son bonding thing, and they really didn't think it would like do as well, and it like crushed it.
Well, and it also, like, at that time, it was what? A lot of princessy movies or like animals. And this was neither. This was like kind of a crossover. Well, there's no princess, never mind. But it was like animal people, and they were dog people? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I think so. But like Goofy the character, I mean, that's been around since like the 40s or 50s. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they never really, like 1995, they never really, like, so they kind of thought, oh, Goofy, yeah, right, this isn't going to be much. And then they like, crushed it.
I know. I like this movie.
Okay, scene by scene, the beginning of Max having a dream that he's going to turn into his father. And
so dramatic.
So dramatic. And then you're like, wow, that was intense. And then all of a sudden, Goofy rolls up with the towel on his head like mom and dad.
And slippers,
And slippers, and vacuums clothes in the room.
Yeah.
And then it shoots him into taking over school.
I know.
On the last day. And to take us from a wild dream to your first introduction to Goofy to the scene, we get a song. I mean, Disney's like, there will not be a minute of unentertainment.
I know. It's a lot.
You're just like, ooh, ah, ooh, yeah, ooh. And let's face it, Disney has just brainwashed all of us. The first song came out and my mouth just started moving. I was like,
that's what I
know all the words. How do I know all the words?
This is literally my notes. I have it right here in front of me. I said, angsty Max song, and then the next line is, oh my god, I know all the words still.
They've been laughing since I can't remember. And they're not gonna laugh anymore.
And the best line in the whole song is when the bus driver goes, I'm gonna sit on my butt. I was like, yes, bus driver, that's right.
Okay. You're making me think that Disney doesn't like two things. Women. Okay. All the moms are dead. We have no idea if there's a mom or anybody. And fat people. Because every single person that's bigger is like evil.
Yeah, it's true. Or they were like, I don't know, unapproachable maybe is what I'm trying to think of. Like there were, that whole first song, there was just a lot of stereotypes. It was like, here's the nerds singing a line with comic books. There are the two goth girls rolling their eyes. Look at the jocks. They're like really cool and hitting on cheerleaders. I was like, oh,
Kate,
this is weird.
I told you before we started that this movie reminds me of all of our other movies, and that is a 10 Things I Hate About You intro.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay, someone needs to edit this song into that scene of 10 Things I Hate About You, and I bet it would line up, like, perfectly.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
And then, I mean, the song is so incredible, and I read that the inspiration was a combination of Prince.
Okay, thank God, because I was like, if this wasn't Prince-inspired, I gotta go, because he looks like Prince, Powerline.
Michael Jackson, and Bobby Brown.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. And today, it's totally Bruno Mars. Get out of here.
Definitely. Well, Bruno Mars is kind of like all those people.
People anyways, right?
Except shorter. He's very short, but yeah.
But like, the whole vibe and the songs are just so fun.
But that whole song in that beginning, that literally is taking place before school.
Oh.
Like, who has the energy?
No.
There was like track practice and people shopping. I was like, wait, what's happening? And then they're like, better get to class. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here we are.
And then we're introduced to Shadow. Ow, ow, ow!
It's basically Pauly Shore, who just played himself, as many actors do.
Pretty much. Why does he like so much cheese?
I don't know. Let's ask Pauly Shore, because it's him, so he'll have to know. He'll have to know the answer. Yeah, his introduction is great. He's got a bunch of really good lines. There's a lot of good lines in this movie, actually, now that I'm looking through, because I just kept writing down so many things.
I want to hear them.
So, like, when the assembly starts, and the girl is, I don't know what that girl's name is. She was like the best friend stereotype.
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy. Okay. So this is how Stacy starts off. She goes, as student body president, I just want to say, like, yay to all of us for a really great year. Like, people voted for her to say that. So, okay. And then she literally invites the entire school to her house for a party. Do her parents know? Because that's a lot of children. I'm confused.
That's a lot of chip bowls.
That's a lot of stuff happening. And then the principal, when he talks, and he's like, I have several students who come up to me and say, Principal Mason, what can we do to not waste our summer vacation? The writing is just, it's funny writing.
It is.
And again, it's writing that, like, adults would appreciate, you know? There's no, like, fart jokes or stupid things like that in this movie, you know? It was kind of like, I feel like it was for more of an older perspective, kind of.
Do you know the voice of Principal Mazer? Do you know who the character is?
I do, but I don't know the actor's name, but he was the guy in Princess Bride, which apparently you've never seen, and that still blows my mind.
I feel like I have, but I was actually going to say Clueless. He's the teacher.
He is the teacher, yeah.
That they set up. His name is Wallace Shawn.
I just know him as, again, Princess Bride. Inconceivable. That's him. That's that guy. So, but yes, and just, I don't really understand what that assembly was. Did you guys have assemblies to be like, bye?
No. It was like a pep rally, assembly / last day of school / it made no sense to me. And I kept thinking, like, Disney made everything so dramatic, right? It's like, literally my last chance. And it's like, wow, it's like actually the last day of school. Like, I kind of
That made me laugh so hard. He goes, it's my only chance. I was like, are you sure? Because you literally spoke to her like 20 minutes ago. I feel like there's more chances. Also, he knows where she lives, which we find out later. So, like, I don't think it's your only chance. I'm just saying. I think there's other chances.
Okay, though, if you're like 16, right? What was he, 15, 16?
I don't know. Man. He was a little emo boy.
It was so emo.
I know. He would have been my friend in middle school. Ugh.
He would have definitely been the trend that, like, shaved a little bit of his eyebrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he was like that kind of, like,
he needed like another year to get to that level, I think.
Yeah, he was going that way.
Right.
Okay, so I think the beginning really hooks you. And you're really into it, and you're like, okay, I get it. We've all had a crush on someone, and then you ask them out, and they say yes, and then all of a sudden, like, everything's perfect and amazing. You're not your nerdy dad. You're not a loser. You're validated by whatever's this girl. And then the road trip happens. As you say, Goofy kidnaps him.
He does. But wait, I just want to say about this assembly. Why didn't Max, like, pre-record his presentation because I felt like Bobby could have handled the editing. I'm just saying.
I mean, it was 1995, Kate.
Okay, but then they were doing like cool visual things and I didn't understand what was going on. And I'm just saying he could have got away with it if he did that. That would have been way easier.
Like a YouTube video? Like he was ready to go?
Yeah, somebody just hijacked the projector. You could still make the principal fall down. That's fine.
Yeah, that was fun.
But then no one would have found out who he was, I guess. And then he wouldn't have really been cool.
Exactly.
I guess.
I literally didn't think of that. It's like, also, I think it's fun when they, like, all the fake smoke is around as he's dancing. Which, by the way, he learned the moonwalk. Get out of here. That's so hard to do.
Well, it was very Michael Jackson. So
Get out of here.
I suppose.
But when he hooked him, and then he flew all around, and then he got a basketball, and he put it through the hoop, and everyone's like, who's that guy?
That was pretty awesome.
I mean, you wouldn't have that effect, but yeah, I didn't think about
I don't think that was
technical.
Wasn't planned, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. If it's your only chance, you better plan it well. That's all I'm getting at. And then he wouldn't have been kidnapped by his dad if he, did that. But
that's true. Actually, this whole thing could have been solved. You're right. If he just would have put it up on YouTube or something.
Right. And so, they go to the principal, and that's when Bobby does the Leaning Tower of Cheesa. And then when he goes in to talk to the principal, he brings his whole little, TV stand. What is that going
like
to
a
the principal?
Substitute teacher? Like, what are you doing, Bobby?
I was like, why are you carrying that in there? Why can't that wait outside? But the principal, in my opinion, wasn't doing his job great because he basically didn't tell Goofy anything that happened. Like, he gave no facts. He just kind of made a bunch of, allusions to things that might happen in the future, but he literally didn't, he wasn't like, your son hijacked my assembly and this is specifically what he did. He was just very vague. Like, he was dressed as a gang member. Everyone was in a frenzy. He's gonna die. I was like, what? This is dramatic.
He's gonna end up in the electric chair. I was like,
yeah,
whoa.
You would get fired for saying that. You can't tell parents their children are gonna be murdered. What?
Katie, Disney does whatever they want. They're Disney. They own everything. They own what we're saying. We don't even know what we're saying.
I don't even know. So that was interesting. And then I love when Max talks to Roxanne, and then she's like, yeah, we'll go to the party. And he gets all excited. He's like, everybody mambo! And he's dancing with the secretary. And Bobby comes out and he goes, yeah, dance with her, groove with her.
Okay, who did the secretary remind you of? What movie?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Do you see what I mean? This movie
Yes.
reminded me of every other movie where she was like, oh, he's a real cool dude.
He's a righteous dude.
He's a righteous
that
dude.
Max. All the kids love him. Oh, man.
But we learned, I think they're watching all these movies, that this movie is obviously more designed for a kid than an adult. And in those movies, all the authority figures are idiots or mean or crazy. And so I feel like that was very much the principal's job, is to be like,
yeah,
ugh, you're the worst.
Right. But also I felt like Pete, is that his name?
PJ.
No, who was the dad? Wasn't it Pete?
The dad was Pete.
It was Pete.
Yeah.
I felt like that with him too, where I was like, oh, so you're like the dad who sucks.
Yeah.
To make Goofy seem like the better dad. Like, that's your whole purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was getting a little deep there on parenting styles.
Yeah. Also, Pete Velcro's a little child girl to a table, and that's just another example of someone who would get fired from their job. So here we are. But I just felt like Goofy's, I don't know. It was like a kidnapping because he gets the call. He takes less than a minute to then have this ding idea. Oh, I should take him fishing like I used to go with my dad. And then same day, he's doing it. He doesn't even let Max go in the house. Max was at school all day. He doesn't have clothes. Let him go to the bathroom. I don't understand what the rush is. Jeez.
I don't know, Katie. You could end up in the electric chair.
In their home, Bridget. I don't want to hear it.
He's just showing love, Kate. Why are you gonna hate on Goofy?
Why couldn't Goofy Goofy have a conversation with him like a normal person. And why couldn't he say, listen, I heard you got in trouble. I'm worried about you. I want to spend some time with you. Let's go do this together. Like, that took me 5 seconds to say, Goofy. There's a lot of communication issues in this movie. All right. That's my 2 cents.
I don't know, Kate. You haven't been a parent to a teenager, you know? Like, things are hard.
I guess, but I still feel like I would talk to them.
I don't know. I have no idea what it's like. I'm just...
Okay.
Busting your
I mean, and I get it, because it had to be done that way, because that was just showing, like, the rift between them, but just didn't think it was, like, real life.
Okay, I gotta ask you something that might only be in my head.
Okay.
But if you had to pick someone in the real world who reminded you of Goofy, who would it be?
Like a famous person or anyone?
No, like people in our lives.
Oh, it'd be Mom. Is that what you're thinking?
No, I wasn't.
Oh no?
No, but I love that. I love that it's Mom.
Well, because there's a lot of singing and, recording and
all of a sudden he's driving and he's like, and he's like, do. That's very more interesting.
Yeah.
No, I was actually thinking about Mose.
Oh no, James is Goofy. Bridget, your son's gonna end up in the electric chair.
I talked to him about it. I go, hey. Does this offend you if I think you're like Goofy?
What did he say?
He goes, no, I love it. And I was like, yes, I knew it was you. Because, okay, I'll tell you why. Goofy doesn't care what anyone else thinks of them.
That's true.
Goofy's just having a good old time and literally just trying to be nice to everybody, even if they're mean to them. And Goofy can take the punches and roll with them and just kind of move on. And I was just like, oh, you remind me of Goofy.
Aww.
Yeah, but and also it's just kind of like, I don't know, you know me, I've always liked the nerdy type, so I was like, Goofy's the best, and this movie's like, oh, like literally Max's like worst nightmares to become his dad, and I was like, I married that person.
You're like, no. I remember when I got kidnapped by James, and we, went fishing in Idaho, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. But okay, all right, then maybe that's just my own thing.
Listen, there is a lot of good to Goofy. You're 100% right. I just think we all need to use our words more. Well, that's all.
Absolutely true. And the only time they do use their words, they're heading towards a waterfall, which is not good. It's not good.
I was like, are you kidding me right now? Come on.
I think the lesson is if you're having a rift with your son, the best way to bond is near-death experiences.
Yeah, clearly. There needs to be a lot of lying and, visits to random places. Yeah.
Okay. The first stop on the road trip.
Possum Park. Do. Woo. Okay, I need to go to my notes for that because.
And if you want to see a possum by a tree. Wait. That is like Chuck E. Cheese on steroids. That's funny. That's a funny scene.
It's so funny when it introduces the little animatronic possums and they're going through the people and they get to the last one and he goes, and here's Mordecai. Short circuits. I literally, my note, I go, oh my God, Mordecai needs some help.
I think it was like his long possum nose got stuck in the hole so he couldn't get his head out.
I don't know. It was so funny. And then his head exploded in mid-song. It was amazing. It was amazing.
All of a sudden they started to sing, and the way that they did it was they all just like started shaking. They weren't like bouncing to rhythm. They all just started shaking like frantically. I was dying.
The funniest part about this is I am like 95% certain this is probably a real place. And probably like, people will actually go and know all the words and be into it. And I don't know where this exists, but I guarantee you this has to exist somewhere in our country. And I wouldn't mind going for a short time, not too long. Don't want to make eye contact with anyone like Max was doing.
It had a little bit of like Six Flag vibes too, with like the like dressed up possum and everything was like, oh, you can buy a possum hat and here's a show and here's
but that actually reminded me of Disney. I was like, are you guys poking fun at yourselves a teensy bit? Because like Disney has all those characters that, you know, are dressed up and will walk around and they're like are interactive, you know?
No, I read about that.
Yeah.
The bear, the
Country Bears?
was Country Bears, and they were trying to do an homage to that.
Well, they
there you go.
had one of the guys' heads explode, so great job.
So let's see. So then from there, because I absolutely loved Bigfoot.
Okay, the fact that there is a Bigfoot in this movie just like elevates it. Like it just like it goes up so many notches.
I think that's what took it from a C to an A.
Yeah.
But I think I'm missing in between when...
Well, so the
missing?
Possum Park, you know, Max obviously isn't into it. Max ends up punching the mascot or slapping him.
Rude. Super rude.
But, you know, he gets embarrassed. He's like, this is so embarrassing, Dad. All these weird backroad hillbillies are laughing at me. And an 11-year-old boy said we're a dork. And I'm embarrassed.
I was like, Max, why do you care about these people? They like possums. Perspective.
I know, like, you're never going to see these people again. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Nobody has social media. Nobody's putting this on Insta or TikTok. You're okay.
It's 1995. There is none of that.
No. So then Max tries to hitchhike, just like Jenny from Forrest Gump. And thank God he doesn't. Goofy gets him. But they end up going camping right away I have that here. And this is the camping where like Pete and PJ come with the camper.
Wow.
That's a cool camper.
That was a super cool camper. But like, do you really want to bring a bowling alley to camping?
I feel like no, and I also don't want to cut down like 3 to 5 trees every time I park, because that's really scary.
That was Fern Gully vibes.
Oh. Tim Curry is like, yes, my plan is to sell these campers. Yeah, I mean, the pool and the hot tub, though.
The hot tub is awesome.
Definitely.
But that whole, I mean, I did think it was kind of, Pete did say to Goofy, I'm taking my son camping. That kind of inspired Goofy, and then Goofy, whatever, was like, me
That's
too.
True, yeah.
So I did like that they like crossed paths to kind of check in as different parenting styles.
Right.
Pete was like, tough love, my son respects me! Ah! And Goofy's like, well, I love my son. I just let him do whatever.
Yeah, I was like, guys, you can respect the people you love. They're not mutually exclusive. Like they actually should overlap.
Yeah, I think part of love is respect, but
yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's
okay.
just so I think the scene where he puts an almost strike and then he screams at his son to come up and kick the last pin down.
So
okay,
messed
Kate,
up.
I'm sorry. I definitely grew up with people who had parents like that.
I thought you were gonna say, Kate, I'm sorry, I would never kick down the last pin for you. And I was gonna say, please don't. But
I won't do that either.
No, that's sad.
We've all met a parent like that that's like, the fear of God, do what I want. And it's like, oh my God, crazy town.
Yeah, not the best way to form a loving relationship. I'll just say that.
No. So. But you know who I did form a loving relationship with?
Bigfoot.
Oh my God. As a kid, the scene where somehow headphones come on Bigfoot.
Oh my God.
And Staying Alive plays, and he takes his finger, and he does the finger to the beat, and then his shoulders move, and then he's just in the background, John Travolta style, dancing. I don't know why, I just lost it. Like, I'm an old adult, and I lost it to Bigfoot.
Well, because the best part
dancing
about that was, like, a lot of background stuff with Bigfoot, and, like, Goofy and Max are just, like, so annoyed, and they're just like, is he gone yet? And, like, they're just, like, not even talking, and then Bigfoot keeps, like, being annoying, and they're like, guess he's still here. I guess we'll just whatever.
But it was so fun, because they were like, oh my God, we got Bigfoot on tape, we're gonna be famous! And then Bigfoot's just, like, playing with the tapes, and they're just so mad, they're like, oh, that's ruined. It was so subtle. That was what made it so fun.
The best is how Bigfoot also knew what car keys were, because they were like, where's the keys? And then they turn and Bigfoot's like holding it, and he's like, and then he throws it away. I'm like, what? Amazing.
Yeah, that was fun, but that's what caused kind of like I want to say like climax change of Max changing the map.
That does happen. But even before that, though, it kind of like, it's actually interesting, like the order of events, because he starts to bond with Goofy a little bit more during that scene, because then Goofy's like, oh, you remember the alphabet soup, and you used to write Hi Dad, and we called it Hi Dad Soup, and then Max is like, I don't remember that, whatever. And then Max writes a Hi Dad, Goofy. So you're like, oh my god, you guys are getting along. But then later in the night, that's when he changes the map. Messed up. By the way, I just want to say that scene of Max with his eyes wide open and bloodshot because everyone around him is making noise and snoring, that's me. I am Max. If there is any noise, I am Max. So I can relate. But I don't think I would change maps. I think I would probably leave that alone.
Well, and then you're right with the sequence of events, because you think to yourself, well, he changed the map. Who cares? Goofy's just going to say, why'd you do that? But that same moment, Goofy goes, I trust you, son. You can lead it. And that's why I loved Goofy, because Goofy just wanted to believe he'd do the right thing.
Yeah, I know.
And he did it. He did it!
He makes a big announcement in the diner about it.
Why was Elvis in the diner?
Listen, I don't... Wait, are you going to say the nuns? Because they were singing nuns?
They're singing nuns.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. That was like, there's a lot of nuns. The nuns were in a lot of locations. They might have been going on the same map with these guys. So they were in a lot of places together.
Vince is behind him in a car and they're chasing Vince and getting...
Yo, I mean, Sister Act was a Disney movie. I'm just saying. Technically,
Carrie Fisher's like awesome. Writing it apart. She's like, we will also be in the Goofy movie if it hits a certain number in the box office. Boom.
Amazing.
Oh my god. But then, right when you start to get like, okay, a lot of feelies, kind of like up and down emotions, then he was like, okay, Max, lead the adventure. And then it became really fun because it was like jet skis and, I'm on roller coasters and, you kind of just, I don't know, I was like, wow, this actually seems like a really fun vacation now.
And you know what? You did make a good point before, because Goofy is very like go with the flow, because all these crazy places that Max takes him to, you never see Goofy complaining, being like, no, not for me. Like, he's in it to win it. Homeboy's jet skiing in the ocean, running people over. They kill a person somewhere.
like Mardi Gras or wherever the hell they were.
I don't know what was going on, but that was too much. And they're just like everything they're doing. I don't know. It was nice. Like, they really both were kind of in it to win it.
Except when they go to the coolest hotel that I wish existed in real life. Does this exist? Can we go there?
I'm not even kidding, Bridge. I was like, this is the coolest motel ever.
Yeah.
This needs to exist. If this doesn't exist, we should make it.
We should make it.
Because
we should make it.
We should.
Okay, wait, we gotta set the scene for people. Okay? So you walk into a motel. It's called the Neptune Inn. Okay? It's got a seashell.
It's Neptune,
It's got a seashell, okay? And you're like, cool. I'm doing beach vibes. I got it. The room opens. In that room, typical hotel room, right? Plan it out in your head. You got 2 maybe full queen beds.
Yeah.
The TV, all set up. Except the beds are water beds.
With fish in them.
And
the whole room is turquoise color. And apparently the dresser is real coral.
The dress is real coral. I don't know if that's probably a bad thing. We shouldn't do that. We'll use fake stuff.
That's like a living animal that somebody turned into a dresser.
We'll fix that. Okay. Then there's nets everywhere. There's a lamp that's a mermaid that just lights up.
I love how like they zone in on that too, where he's like, nice lamp, and he keeps like flicking. I was like, wait, there's a lot of other cool things in this room, guys. Like, this is the thing you're honing in on, is this little mermaid lamp. We get it, Disney. We like you, okay?
Disney. First of all, Disney is so extra. There was just Disney sprinkles everywhere, and I'm like, I know. We get it. You own the universe. What I mean.
It was very meta, where they were like, let's play the guessing game, and then each time be like, man or a woman? It's a man. And he'd be like, Walt Disney, and you're like, right. And they reference like Mickey Mouse and Donald, and there was something else that like
the keychain had the D symbol on it.
Okay, I feel like there was something else they talked about that referenced Disney.
Okay,
but I don't know what it is. So.
Okay, so we have a lot of. I mean, this podcast has made us think of a lot of things we have to create and invest in, but it sounds like you're on board for Neptune Inn.
I'm
real
ready.
Life.
I'm ready. I want to live there. So
I want to live there too.
Okay.
Wait. Do you remember our aunt and uncle that had a waterbed?
Yes, I do.
You just choke on your drink.
I do remember that. It did not have live fish in it, I hope.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was the coolest thing in the entire world.
That was the coolest thing. I don't know if that would be comfy, but like,
I don't know.
I would do it in like one night in a motel, you know?
Yeah, that's part of what we're selling.
I know. And they had a hot tub there too. Like, what more could you ask for, guys? I mean,
There really wasn't.
come on.
There really wasn't anything. However, that was when the crisis began where, first of all, you got the two conflicting parenting styles, and Pete's like, Goofy, you think your kid's great, but your kid's playing you. And Goofy's like, I trust him. Get out of town. I'm getting out of this hot tub, which, by the way, I really wanted to get in, and you ruined it, and now I'm leaving.
He did ruin it, and he got rid of a lot of the water, and like, just walk in normally. You don't need to jump into a hot tub. That's not safe, sir. I don't understand.
It's not safe. You're right.
Not safe. Don't do that.
And he, though, has this moment, this crisis, and checks the map, and Max lied to him.
You know what I love about that scene, though, is they show it where he reaches for the glove compartment, and then he stops himself, and he kind of was like, no, I'm gonna trust him. And he, like, I think he slams the steering wheel, and then literally turns to leave, but because he slammed the steering wheel, then it opens. And you're like, oh, so then he has to look at it because he's got to close that. Yeah.
It's intense, man.
I would be upset if I was Goofy.
It'd be sad.
I think I would be actually way more upset when I walked back into that hotel room and there was pizza slices everywhere.
In the perfect room.
I bought you pizza and you ate one slice and threw 7 of them around the room. So I'm just confused. Also, did I get pizza? Because if I did, now I'm really upset. So, I don't get it.
Mermaid lamp is off, and he cries in bed.
Ariel,
into the water
lamp, shaking her head in shame. Yep.
So, then it goes even cooler, because Max doesn't know that Goofy knows about the map. By the way, you said there's no way you could tie Goofy to Blair Witch, and I'm gonna do it right now, because we got the map! Am I right? The map!
You're so right. How could I forget about the map?
And guess where the map gets lost? Do you know where it gets lost in this movie? They throw it in the river.
Oh, wait. Do you think... Hold on. Do you think Mike was in the trunk of the car in the Goofy movie and he was plotting to kill both of them the whole time? So he threw the map out in the river and then made the car drive away? Because how else did the car drive away?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Okay, I'm going to make a YouTube video about that, everyone. Get ready.
So, we get to the moment. Are you going to... What was the lake he called it?
Lake Destiny.
Lake Destiny.
Yeah.
Or Powerline concert. Oof. Crisis moment.
LA. Yeah.
Max picks Powerline.
If I was Goofy, I would have just gone in the direction I knew I was supposed to go.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's so sweet. He was like, well, I gave him this responsibility. I'm going to even follow the thing that I know he's wrong. And then I kind of really liked Goofy when he was like all sulky. I liked sulky Goofy.
I mean, yeah.
That's a weird word choice, but I know you're following.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, I don't like that he was sad and angry. I don't want people to feel that way, but yeah. It was just because it was so different for him. Like, it really took a lot to get him to that point.
I know, but like, I thought it was like, because then Max had to like try to make him feel better, and that I thought was kind of like funny, because that's how humans are, right? It's like, when we're always kind of like opposites in a way sometimes, right? If somebody's sad, you're not going to be like, I'm sad too, right? You're always going to be like, oh no, feel better. So,
and the fact that at that point in the movie, their relationship had gotten so much better, that Max was actually like being way nicer to his dad and all that. He wouldn't have reacted that way if his dad was annoyed. He probably wouldn't have even noticed if his dad was annoyed. He would have been like, anyway, moving on.
And then, as most events in this movie, to bond them, a near-death experience where their car just falls off a cliff.
Yeah,
into a lake, and it somehow floats, or a river.
A river, yeah.
And it somehow floats, which that's not how cars work.
No.
And Disney goes, you know what we need? A song. Nobody else but you. But just
Pretty sappy song.
No.
Did you hear the one line in the song where Max goes, though he seems intoxicated, he's just highly animated? I was like, can I get that on a shirt and wear it out when the pandemic's over? Okay.
Wait, can we make that shirt?
Yeah!
That's a great shirt.
I'm gonna make that shirt and then just purposely go to Disney and wear it there. I just decided.
That's like the story of my life. Although sometimes I am intoxicated. Oh my god. Wow.
Listen, sometimes you're both. What can you say? What can you say?
Okay, so...
Yeah, so that's a very melodramatic, like, now we love each other again song. Through the power of song, we did it.
That's all you had to do.
But then 2 seconds later is waterfall, more death, so I'm afraid.
I'm afraid, but we talked about this earlier, the perfect cast.
The perfect cast.
Do you remember what they say? Because I don't.
1 o'clock? Or 3 o'clock. There's some clocks in there. 2:45. And then I feel like he says touche or touche. And then he goes twist, over, wind up, or I'm a little teapot, and the wind up, and let it fly.
Let her fly! I love that.
I just want to say, Max learned that once.
Wow.
He learned it one time, and I am doubtful he perfectly remembered, because there's a lot of steps in there, guys. I've seen this movie many times, and I don't remember steps.
I don't
I
either.
couldn't save someone off a waterfall. No, sorry.
No way. He was gifted. But then, for the first time in the entire movie, they're all going one direction, and it's to the Powerline concert.
I know. I love how Goofy is like, well, the next logical step is to clearly sneak you into this concert of the
cool
most
is
famous
Goofy?
pop star. I know, it is. It is. There's also a lot of scenes where we don't see how things kind of lead up to it. We just see them happen. So for example, we just then cut to the concert and you're like, all right, how are they going to do this? And then it's like, you don't even see any build up. They just are in little music cases, even though there's literally no musicians because it's a pop concert. So like, I don't know why those were there. And then they're like, all right, we're in, we're good.
Well, somehow their car survived. They got off a cliff. Somehow they made it to LA. Somehow in a band.
That whole ending was also very, I mean, a lot of the movie is quick, but I, for some reason, just remember it taking a lot longer at the ending. And they started singing the song immediately. And I was like, wait, this is only a song. Like, that's like, what, 3 to 4 minutes? What? You're not going to be able to fit all these scenes, but they did.
It was
and I was like, oh, snap. Yeah, I love it. And the guy gets electrocuted. Technically, too, because Goofy, I think, also gets electrocuted.
He did, but he looked good doing it, so it was fine.
Don't you love how Goofy in the beginning of the movie, he busts into Max's room and Max is like, Dad! And then Goofy walks out and is like, oops, I forgot. And then he knocks, but doesn't wait for the answer and just walks in. He literally did the same thing at this concert. He just opens doors and like people are dressing and he was like, hello? Oh! I was like, Goofy, you gotta fix that, buddy. Not cool, man. Don't do that in a public restroom, all right? I'm just saying.
Listen, Kate, if somehow we went backstage of like Beyonce.
We stayed in like little music carrying cases that nobody plays instruments for. Yep.
I would be like an upside down giant cello. And
I would want to be in like one of the drum cases and just like in a little ball.
I love it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we're somehow on stage with Beyonce. What is the dance you do? Like, what is the dance you do in that moment? Because I think the perfect cast is like not a bad dance. Like, that's kind of a good go-to.
It is a good dance because there's a lot of steps to it.
Yeah.
And everybody learned it in like half a second. So that's cool.
So cool.
I probably would do the single lady stance, but not well. And Beyonce would be like, no.
What if we just like rolled off stage? You're like,
I just sit on my butt and slowly spin in a circle.
I take your legs and I just spin in a circle. And I'm like, oh man.
That would be pretty lit. I mean, I'm just saying.
That would be so cool.
Yo, this did look like a really intense concert, though. I mean, it was a production. Like, guy comes out of a ball that gets exploded.
So
Where
cool.
did all the glass go? We don't care because it's Powerline and it's lit. Then there's some lady who's like singing on a platform. I don't know. We don't know. It's awesome. It's so cool.
Again, Disney lives in my thoughts subconsciously. I knew her dance moves, Kate.
Wait, who? Who'd you know?
The lady
on
with
the platform?
pink, on the platform with like the little pink rings. I literally knew when to shake my boobs and my arms at the same time as her. And I was like, oh my God, Disney is so hypnotic how it's insane.
I felt like Powerline was very Prince-esque in this scene, not because of all the dancing necessarily, but just because of, again, the demeanor where he's like, oh, these people just appear on stage? We're just gonna roll with it because I'm a super chill person and go team go. And then he was like, this is great. Let's do it. It's like, yeah, that would be something Prince would do, I think.
That's so cool.
I know. And then it was pretty awesome. And of course, it's like where the key changes that Max comes on stage. So it's perfect timing for us to do our perfect cast, perfect dance, perfect key change, perfect moment.
Pitch perfect?
Pitch perfect. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Okay.
Okay.
We get back home. He admits the truth to Roxanne. He still hangs out with his dad. He still communicates well with Roxanne. All is well in the end. After this movie was over, the appropriate thing to do, and I'm assuming you did it, was you started singing and dancing this song everywhere you went.
In the shower, of course.
Yes, in
it's
the
the
shower.
only place to do it. Only place to do it.
Just sang it everywhere, but...
Listen, I have it on my Spotify. I'm not joking because I have a playlist that's like Broadway and movie songs, and it's in there because it's good, y'all.
Okay, you know how to live.
It's so good. It's just very catchy.
Yeah.
And they're all like, for the most part, happy, uplifting, positive message songs.
Oh, yeah.
There's never one where it's like, I'm so sad about my dad. It's not like that. It's like, I'm gonna be confident, or like, I'm gonna stand out, and Possum Park. I don't know if I don't have that song on Spotify, but that probably is on Spotify somewhere. If I really search, I bet I can find it. So.
Do you remember those like plastic hand clappers?
Yeah.
You know when you shook them with your wrist, they would clap? That's what those animatronics looked like. It was like I was dying.
I love the one that was just on like a spring and it just like shot up and then was just like on its own, like chaotically bouncing. I love it.
When we open up the Neptune Inn, I would like it to be near Possum Park.
Well, that could be in the backyard.
Send people to Possum Park.
And we'll be like, in order to get to our front desk check-in, you actually have to go through Possum Park, and that includes watching the show. Make sure you look out for Mordecai. He's going to explode at some point, so be careful.
I can't believe his name was Mordecai. It's stupid.
So good.
Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah, this is yes, a kid's movie. I also think as an adult, do not be embarrassed. Put it on.
Oh, it's so good.
Let your freak flag fly. Dance in the shower or out of the shower.
True.
And just have some fun.
Right.
We all need it.
If you've never seen this movie, which means you had a horrible childhood and your dad was Pete.
Oh God.
And you had to kick down single bowling pins for your parents to make them feel good. If that was your childhood, you go on Disney Plus right now. You take the time. It is not a long movie and you watch it and you're going to love it because it's just good. It's good.
It is good.
If I never saw it when I was younger and I watched it now, I think I would still like it.
Yeah. So there you go, people. Does Dad even know this movie to quote it?
I mean, honestly, he probably would, but I'm skipping him and I'm gonna go straight to Maureen.
Yes!
Who is sometimes goofy.
Okay. $5. What is she gonna say?
Okay.
What is she gonna say?
I think she's gonna either reference Cheddar or Possum Park.
I'm
leaning towards Possum Park because it's a song and you know her, so.
I want to bet on the same thing because I was thinking she would do Cheddar. Cheddar whiz.
Yeah.
Ow, ow.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Hello.
Wait.
Hey.
Hi there. How we doing?
We're doing good. How you doing?
Good. I'm tired. A lot of snow today.
Yeah.
So I heard I'm supposed to say something. I forgot the movie.
Okay, don't worry. I'll tell you. Oh, that was less than 2 hours ago. Okay. The movie that we did this week is a Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie. Stand up.
Oh, for the crowd.
Even if you gotta shout out loud.
such a good movie. Love the Goofy movie. The Goofy movie.
What else do you remember besides the song, Mom? What comes to your memory from it?
No, I just remember the music. You know me. I'm all about the
music.
music.
What about Possum Park?
Oh. Possum Park. Lester's Possum Park.
What about Pauly Shore? What does Pauly Shore like to eat?
Oh, Cheddar Wizard! Woo!
Yeah.
Cheddar. He likes his cheddar.
We knew you'd remember those.
I thought you would lead with cheddar, but I think the Powerline song makes a lot more sense.
Oh my God.
I mean, who could forget?
Oh, such a good movie.
It's
good
really
choice,
good.
Girls.
Thanks.
Good
Yeah.
choice.
We
Thanks.
agree.
Thanks
All
for
right.
the quote,
Thank
Mom.
you.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. So good. She literally is like, I'm so tired. And then she's like, I stand up. I was like, this is so you. You know?
Stand out, oh, above the crowd, even if I gotta shout out. Whew. All right, well, Bridge, you picked a Goofy movie for me, which means it's my turn to pick for you. Now, I'm actually pretty excited about this pick. So
Okay.
we actually got another fan pick. And very, very on point with said fan pick. It actually kind of fits into somewhat of a theme. So I think we're going to designate this month to a new theme. Because, you know, a Goofy movie, this is coming out in March. We just started March. So I think the rest of this month, we're going to be doing a musical March.
Yes!
We are gonna be doing it because very cosmically, our fan is my best good friend, Miss Christine.
Oh, hi,
She
Christine.
followed directions well and actually requested a movie on our website. Good job, Christine.
Christine, you found the button. Katie doesn't want to move.
That's how it's official. You don't text it to me. You do it on the website. So she wrote a very, beautiful message to us. I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to give you hints onto the movie. And the movie's a really good one. And I know you like this movie. So this is 1978.
Whoa.
It's got a very high rating. Everyone knows music from this. Everyone knows the stars. Most people like this movie. I mean, I think if you really delve into the themes, there's some maybe, problematic issues people notice nowadays, whereas back then it was like the norm. So, this is a musical romance.
Oh.
Bow, 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 bow. I got chills. They multiplying.
Yes.
And we're gonna watch Grease. We're watching Grease. Woo!
Oh my God, this is a great movie.
Yup.
Dad is obsessed with this movie.
Oh, I know. Dad's gonna have a lot of quotes about this. I know it.
Oh my God, I don't remember the last time I watched Grease.
Oh, really? I was just watching it the other day on TV.
You always are, my God.
I know.
Oh, this is such a good pick.
Yeah.
Danny Zuko.
Danny,
Sandra D.
Sandy, Rizzo,
Wait,
Frenchie.
This is a bunch of teenagers that look like they're 40, right?
They are all probably. The one fact I remember about this movie for some reason is that Rizzo, the actress, was like the oldest out of everyone else. I don't know what age that was, but that's all I know.
Oh, I'm jazzed.
So when I was in Girl Scouts, in like 4th or 3rd grade, Mom helped choreograph our presentation of Go Grease Lightning, you're burning in the Grease Lightning, go Grease. And all we did was this, arm across, pointing, and then up, across, and up, across. Go.
Why are Girl Scouts talking about Grease Lightning?
Bridget, I don't know.
Did you have to pimp yourself to sell cookies?
No.
I don't know how I feel about
Yeah, we performed on the street. We had a little hat out. We used the money to buy our Girl Scout cookie. No, I don't know why we did that, but we did that. We did that somewhere. Yep. And you know what? Christine, who picked this movie, Christine was in Girl Scouts dance with me, so I'm sure she will remember.
Oh, I love
that
it,
dance we
Christine.
did, because there was literally 3 dance moves. So
there's
don't
got to be a
forget.
video of you doing that, and I want it to come back to life.
All right, well, it exists on a VHS for surely, so we'll have to find that.
Good luck finding that.
Okay.
Well, Kate, I think we were pretty eye to eye today.
Eye to eye, city, oh yeah, baby, for the first time. Yeah, I agree.
and you know, I think the Neptune Inn is going to be our retirement plan.
I'm so ready for that. And listeners, if you would like to be a future customer of the Neptune Inn that we will be making, and or a visitor to Possum Park, you should leave us a review. We love reviews. We love written reviews.
We love
You
them.
can go on Apple Podcasts and review us. So make sure you do that. Also check out our website, because our next movie is a fan pick, because my best good dear friend went on the website and requested it. And that could be you. Even if you're not my best good friend, you could be some rando I've never met before from Idaho.
No, you'll be our best good friend.
You could be Bigfoot in the woods somewhere in America. You just discovered music and now you want to request Saturday Night Fever. This is your moment.
This is like 6 degrees to John Travolta.
Yo,
Goofy
it
movie,
really is.
Goofy movie Bigfoot, Staying Alive John Travolta, Grease Lightning John Travolta. Okay.
Anyway, so do that, listeners, and we will see y'all next week for Grease. Get your hair gel.
Get your motor going.
Grease Lightning,
Go,
Grease
Grease
Lightning.
Lightning. Buy Katie's Girl Scout cookies because she's selling them.
We're poor and we need the money. Yep.
We got no ads. We need some money. Our dad is questioning why we keep doing this.
Okay. We have to
Okay,
end.
love you.
I'm going to pee my pants. I have to go.
Oh my God, I love
listeners. Love you. We'll see
Okay.
y'all next week.
Bye. Oh my
Okay,
God, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'veseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.